Nate Carpenter. Man, Nate Carpenter. I've never called you Nate before. Carp. There we go. Carp. Carp's one of the, it's easy to say this, but Carp's one of the toughest people I think I've met. Carp's he's just you see him walk through the halls and you say, dang, look at him. Like, I'm glad he's on my team, not on the other team. And he carries himself that way, and he acts like that. And he, the guy played, with a broken back. He just wanted to be on the floor. A lot of kids, when you're hurt, when you're a senior, you ship it in. And you say, it just wasn't my year. I ran into some bad luck. But man, any time, he's not the most vocal person in the world. That's just not his character. That's just kind of not who he is. But he started to evolve into that because he knew that was the only way he could help. He unfortunately couldn't help us throughout the year all the time when he was hurt, but he tried to help in any way possible. He stood underneath that basket every day in rebounding and cheered us on when he easily could have not been there or not been engaged. And that just wasn't the case. And he just was so involved. It's like I didn't know he was hurt. Obviously it hurt us with him not playing, but just knowing that he is such a kid that's going to continue to battle until someone tells him he can't anymore. And when our season's over, now he's going to go do it on the baseball field because that's just the kid he is. Carp, we told him at the beginning of the year, if you want to play, if you want this, if this is important to you, here's a role that we see that you can handle, or that you could find the floor, that you could get a lot of minutes with. It wasn't the most glorious role. It was go be a tough guy on the court, go rebound, and go defend any position possible. He said yes, sir, and he did it. And he just ran with it. It was a huge blow to us when he got hurt because he took that role and just ran with it. You don't see that very often. And he's got that demeanor, that toughness about him is going to carry him far. And Carp, I appreciate everything you've done, and I know you're going to do, like all these guys, you're going to do great things. So thank you. All right, Peyton Pope. Peyton Pope gave me during the season, he gave me my favorite moment. Coach Pope and I talk about this all the time. Peyton was a guy that, we had to ask him, will you accept your role if your role isn't a guy that gets a lot of minutes? Will you take this role and run with it? Because, everybody wants to play. That's why coaching basketball is the hardest one to coach, because there's only 5 spots, And look how many guys we had up here. And we told him that. Are you willing to sacrifice a little bit for this team? Yes, sir. What do you need me to do? And, man, Peyton, we're at North Bend, and, we're obviously playing well. We have some foul trouble. We have some injuries kind of piling up. And I scream at him, and I say, go guard the ball. Go. Rips his warm-up off, goes to check in. Defends his tail off for 30 seconds. We go down on offense, and then all of a sudden, a steal or something happens, and Peyton's not even in the picture. You can't even see him on film. And all of a sudden, you see this burst of lightning just streak down the film, and there's a 6'3" kid, 200 kid running at him, and he just stands here and he just takes it, charge, going the other way, and our bench erupts, goes nuts, and it was great to see, but it didn't really surprise me, because I expect him to do those things, and you don't expect those things out of people unless you know that's part of their character, and that's part of his character. He's, again, Peyton, I need you to go on the other end right now, and I need you to go work with the scout team. Runs. Yes, sir, I will do whatever I can. I need you to guard Scott Chain for the next 30 minutes. I need you to make it as hard on him as possible. Yes, sir. Peyton, come here. Go guard him. Yes, sir. Okay, we had to play Peyton at the end of the year You know, like I said about Dan, because he did everything right. You know, you forced me to do it, because when you do things the right way, you see rewards. And he, you know, he took that and he absolutely ran with it. This summer, Peyton would, first one in the gym every time, right? Every single time, he's the first one. In the summer, he would come, do skill work. We'd start lifting weights. He would then have to go over to cross country at Zurinsky, go to Zurinsky, come back, finish his lift. I'm still here, and I walk up, he's in the weight room, and he did it every day. Every day. He didn't just say he was going to come back, he came back and did it. Driving all over, you know, for the team. And his ability to put others in front of himself, you know, I hope, is Parker here? Listen to him, okay? Your brother does things the right way. You know, he does things the right way. And it's been a joy to see him grow and to see him, you know, take on that role of, you know, whatever you need, Coach. And I just appreciate that. And, you know, you don't change. Never change, and you're going to do great things, okay? First, I'm talking about Dan Jewell. Dan Jewell, I'm going to get this thing ready, Coach. Man, when we sat up during our team placements and we were talking about Dan, and I asked him, I said, you know, will you be okay if your role is to get us better in practice? Will you be okay if I ask you every day to push someone else? Will you be okay if, you know, if there's a time when you have to lead, you have to be our scout team guy? And he said, yes, sir. Shook my hand, I gave him his jersey. And there's times, players, I've seen it, I've been a part of it, when they say that, but they don't actually do it. You know, they say it, that's, yes, Coach, say what you want to hear, but holy smokes, I can't say enough good things about the character that Dan Jewell has. He worked his tail off every day. It was, hey Dan, I need you to go on that side for a second. Run, sprint. Did not ask a question, he just did it. You know, it just kind of shows the person he is. I told the kids this story, but when we were down in the room 103 right before the game, I have a senior talk to the team. You tell me what you think we need to do to win this game. Dan Jewell stood up at the Gross game, and Dan knew what his role was at that time. He wanted to win that Gross game more than anything. You know, he talked about how they got him in football. He talked about how he wanted it more than anything, and he wanted to win that game. And he knew it was going to be probably from his teammates that night. And he was so invested. When we'd make a shot on film, he's the first one standing up. And his warm-up mic still been on, and he did not care. At the end of the year, he earned playing times because we had no choice. Because he was doing everything the right way. And when you do those things, you see the rewards from it. So, you know, Dan is going to be successful in anything he does because of what he has here and up here. And I just appreciate it so much. And Dan, you've made me a better coach, and I thank you for that. So. Oh boy. Okay. You know, there was, as a coach, you get a 6'10" kid, everyone sees a 6'10" kid, and people say, you know, they don't play like a 6'10" kid. You know, they play 6'1". You know, well, we have a special case here where we had a 6'1", 6'4". We had a 6'2" kid that played 6'2" kid who played 7'2". You know, he, especially, you know, this goes in case for a lot of guys, but it was really nice that when we were putting scouting reports and we were watching film that we didn't have to scout Jack. Because it's hard to, like, we can push a kid to his left hand, we can push a kid to his right hand, but you can't really stop a person that won't allow you to be stopped, won't allow himself to be stopped. You know, Jack had, you know, 300 some rebounds this year. For a kid that's his size, it doesn't really happen very often. You know, but it's just, you can't, you know, next year I won't be able to tell a kid, you know, do what Jack did, because he can't. You know, because Jack has that, you know, that ability to just sometimes our best offense was just go shoot it, maybe we'll miss, and he'll just go clean it up. You know, it was pretty easy coaching. Jack finished his career scoring 561 points. You know, and that's a lot of points for a guy who doesn't make any threes and didn't make a ton of free throws. But, you know, Jack shot like 68% from the field. He was third in Class B, entire Class B. You know, and if you watch the film and you watch the games, you know, he had 3 guys on him a lot of the time. And he still found a way, because you can't stop someone, you can't stop a person that has that drive. And I hope, you know, Jack says it all the time. You know, he can't really dribble, can't really shoot that well, but the way he just refuses to not be the best player on the court every night is, you know, you can't coach it, and it's gonna be missed, and it's gonna be something that, you know, as a coach, I got to realize, you know, we don't got Jack down there anymore. You know, we got to figure this out. You know, Jack would bail us out, and he's not here anymore. So now we got to figure out ways to, you know, find ways to get over that. But, you know, Jack, the way he's, you know, grown up, and we've had our own shared battles. There's no doubt about it. You know, we'd be here a lot of the time, you know. And then his senior year came, and it was just, he just wanted to enjoy it. He just wanted to, you know, he knew his time was almost over playing basketball, being able to compete, and he just ran with it. And, you know, and I told him, I said, you know, if you could attack everything you do, grades, you know, your home life, your school life, everything, if he would attack everything like he does on game day, Jack is going to do whatever he wants. He is going to do whatever he wants. I think his ceiling to do whatever he wants is, you know, it's to the sky. Because he just is that type of person where he just is going to be able to succeed because he won't let himself fail. And it's been a joy, you know, it's really sad to see you go. And I appreciate everything you've done, and you've made a huge, huge impact on our program. So thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up here. But, you know, just quickly, you know, like, these guys, you know, sports are hard. Sports, varsity sports especially, are super, super hard. There's film, there's great coaches, there's, you know, it's a lot of things going against you. And now that these guys are gone, you know, you guys that are sitting down right now, this is going to be you in a blink of an eye. You know, that's the first thing Jack said is, I can't believe I'm done. You know, and it's... Scott Ching, I have never seen a person change or improve, and basketball side improve as much as I've seen Scott improve in one year. Okay, you know, Coach Suing, who left our program, who had his work and other things going on, he saw Scott Ching play a year after he was done coaching. He called me right away and goes, "Whoa, what happened to him?" And I'm like, Scott just grew up. You know, Scott's always had more ability than probably anyone we step on the court. Scott's athleticism, Scott's strength, Scott, you know, everything Scott has, every other high school kid wants. But Scott, when he got it right up here, holy smokes. He went from, you know, a pretty good player to every time he stepped on the floor, he had to be scouted. Because he can do things a lot of people can't do with the ball, and we all see it. But the way he took a leadership role, last year there was times when I'd have to tell him, you know, and when I said something to him, it turned into a conversation. Now it's, yes, coach, I will do anything that you tell me to for us to be successful. And he has grown up, and he has become such a, you know, he's become a leader, you know, to our program. When I can go grab him and I say, hey, we need to be better today. I need you to help us be better today. And I can throw him back in there, and everyone follows him. Because you follow guys who do things the right way. You know, Scott could really, really score the ball. And we asked Scott to score the ball, and then I need you to guard their best player. And then I need you to play with a broken hand, because that's what it takes for us to win. And he's out there with one hand scoring 22 points on Bennington. Because he can do things that a lot of guys can't. But now that he's kind of put everything together, you know, he's a total package when it comes to a person and it comes to a basketball player. it's so fun to coach a guy that can do what he can do, but then I can just kind of step back and watch him lead. And when he's, clapping guys on in the huddle, and when he's getting us going in practice, when he was good, holy smokes, we were really good. So, Scott's he's gonna do such good things wherever he ends up. And his story is awesome, and he, with your time here at Mount Michael, Scott, you have grown up so much, and I really enjoyed, seeing you become a man. Okay, so Scott finished his career scoring 419 points in 1 year. I told him, after the game, I said, Scott, if you don't learn to shoot free throws, it's going to be hard to play you. And I was honest with him, and I'm honest with him. I'll tell him exactly what's on my mind, because he can handle it. Last year, he shot 37%. It's not very good. Okay, this year he turned around and shot 67%. It turned into the point that we said, we need Scott to shoot our free throws. That's because he sat in that gym and he knew what he needed to do, and he said he was going to do it, and he did it. And we're proud of you, man. So good luck with everything you do. Luca Mixon. Man, Luca Mixon, if you don't know him, if you knew him as a junior, and I'm going to say this about a couple guys, and if you talk to him right now, you would think it was a different person. Luca, the way he can take criticism, or the way he can look you in the eye, or the way he can just say, yes, coach, and the way he will just battle through, rough situations, tough times, is just, you don't see that in a high school kid very often. It's just it's a rare quality where you see just such a person that's willing to put it on the line, whether to stick up for a teammate. One of my proudest moments of coaching has nothing to do with what I did, but every day this summer, Luca would wake up. We had weights at 7. He would go pick up any teammate who wanted a ride. And that teammate did not live next door to him. He would go out of his way, pick him up, and then drive all the way here from where his teammate lived. And he did that, and he didn't get any money for it. He didn't get anything. He did it because he wanted to. He did it because he knew that would make us better. He did it because that's just the type of person he is. And every time I'd see him walk in, he never walked in alone. That's when I look at Coach Pope and man, if you're doing those things when you're 17 years old, I can't imagine what you're going to be doing in 10 years from now. And it's going to be unbelievable things what he does. Wherever he ends up, whatever he ends up doing, he's going to be successful. And he's a guy that I hope in 10 years, I'm the person that I'm having a conversation with him, and he's not a kid who played for me. He's a friend, and I can see that happening because of the type of just the type of person he is. So Luca, I thank you for that, and I know you're going to do great. Cooper Mumma. The moment I met Cooper, I was, kind of blown away by, when you meet a junior in high school, it's a hello coach, hand down, response. As soon as I shook his hand, it was a hello coach in the eyes and nothing but. When I would scream at him, when I would yell at him, when I would, ask him to do things, it was a look in the eye, yes sir, and that was it. You tend to sometimes you could get a player look down, an eye roll, why me? And it was not one time. It was yes coach, yes coach, yes coach. And it's such a high character thing to have that about you. Cooper would start a game, he'd come off the bench. Without Cooper, there's games when we're not even in, we're not close. He goes in and wins us Concordia. He wins us the Concordia game. He steps up and makes big plays. And whether that was starting role, whether that was coming off the bench, he did things the right way. I remember a time, and I kind of spoke of it earlier, we had weights in the morning at 7. And then we had skill work before, and then we had weights, and then he had his 7-on-7, and then he went to 2 baseball games, and then I'm in the middle of a game coaching, and I see a guy putting on his jersey, and Cooper came all the way across town to play in one half a basketball game because he wanted to be there. It's very, very easy for him just not to come, you know. But it was, I'm here, coach. And you probably played, 10 minutes, and he came. And so, I mean, that's just the type of kid he is. That's the type of person he is. And Cooper, you're going to do great things, and I'm looking forward to seeing how far you can go. Thank you.